Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium, and today is a part of a series called Wisdom on Wednesdays. Wisdom on Wednesdays is where I channel my spirit guides and I basically give you some really helpful spiritual information. I have many videos in this series, like say 70 or 80 videos in this series, and a lot of them are designed to help you grow, to help you grow in this lifetime that you're here. I mean, you're already here. You might as well, get off the couch and do something with it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's up to us. That's part of the beauty of our lifetimes here. Now, in this series, sometimes I go off way off into the weeds and I talk about past lives, multiple lives, crop circles, Sasquatch, you know, the afterlife, aliens. I mean, you name it, right? But for the last several videos, they've really been focusing on raising your vibration and really helping you, the human, get through. I mean, that's how I'm translating what they're saying, but it's not exactly right. That's why I'm interrupting myself, because get through was not right. But you and I both know, let's be honest, human to human, that we're just getting through. Half of the time, we're just like putting one foot in front of the other. But the spirit guides would like to translate that differently. And instead of get through, they want to make it be easier. Like if you're ice skating and you're gliding. So there's a sense of gliding. These transmissions are here to help you glide through your life easier with less friction and therefore less wear and tear on your physical body as well as on your soul. Okay. There, I think I translated that more to their liking. Now, as you can see here, I am channeling. It's about 60% spirit guides, 40% me. Sometimes in that last little bit, it's more like 80-20, them being the greater part, because they want to make it more clear what I'm saying. And you can always notice that. You can always notice when they come in with a clarification. Okay, listen, today they want to talk about, they want to use an analogy. A lot of times they use metaphors and analogies or stories to help humans understand a bigger concept. Okay, so today they started talking to me about a glove. If you think of your life, if you think of your life, your body, your aura, the whole shebang, the whole thing, the physical container as well as the energetic container. Okay, that's how I think it works. If you think of it as a glove, okay, this is the metaphor they want to use. We've all worn a glove at some time, even if it's an oven mitt. That is a glove. Some of us have worn gloves to be outside. Some of us have worn gloves to be, outside in inclement weather. Some of us have worn gloves in the kitchen. Some of us have worn gloves in the garden. Some of us wear gloves for work. Okay, we've all worn a glove at some point in our lives. Now, what they want to talk about is the external part of the glove. They want you to think about for yourself right now. Just play along with me. If I had to imagine right now, this moment, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now, this moment, what does my glove look like? Is my glove waterproof? Is it threadbare? Does it have holes in it? Is it fireproof? Is it like an oven mitt? Do I have access to my fingers, or is it more of a mitt where I don't have access to all my individual fingers? What does your glove look like? What does it feel like? So number one, what does it look like? It would be really awesome if you just took your phone out or your tablet, or if you have a really old-fashioned pencil and pen and paper, whatever, and just write this stuff down. Because when you are thinking about things, your brain is like, okay, she's thinking crazy things. She doesn't need me right now. I'm going to just go over here, which is fine, because that's when your spirit guides are activated. When we're working with our subconscious, that's when we're working with our spirit guides. So your imagination is the language of your spirit guides. When you say, I'm just guessing, you're guessing sometimes based on your brain's best judgment of the situation, based on previous experience and experience that I've learned about from others. I'm going to guess this is the right thing. But sometimes you're guessing and you're really using the subconscious. Okay. So when you write this down, you're engaging your subconscious and your brain in a more permanent fashion. If you don't write it down or take notes in your phone or whatever, you're just going to forget about it. And it's great. It's a good exercise to do even if you do forget about it, because there will be sort of like a post-it note on this page, and likely your spirit guides will guide you back to it at some point. But if you want it to stick more, if you want it to really take root, then you really need to find a way to record it in some fashion. Okay. So, you can pause the video and go find something, or you can just grab your phone, or you can skip that. So, the first thing we're doing is, what does my glove look like? Again, right now, please focus on the now. It may be surprising to you that your glove is not as indestructible as you thought it was. You may see that it has a threadbare hole in it, or that it's too small. Is it too tight? Is it too big? Is it the wrong glove? Do you feel like this is the wrong glove? Like, why am I wearing this glove? It's useless, right? Like, I'm wearing a glove that I remember wearing when I was 5. That's important. That is super important. If this glove is from the past, even though you're connecting in the moment, that is an important thing for you to understand. Okay. If this glove is whatever it is, do not judge, because if you judge, you're going to correct it. And correcting it takes away the magic of the knowledge. You're here to gain knowledge. You're here for the cliff notes of the human life. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. Like, help me figure this out, because I'm tired. I need some tips. I need some pro tips on how to get through this life. Well, here we are. Okay. You're going to note, what does your glove look like? Or what do you feel that it looks like? What do you know it looks like? You don't have to see it. You can know. I know my glove is red. I know my glove is big. You're not seeing it, but you know it's red. Okay? I feel my glove is too tight. I feel my glove is orange. You know what? You can see things with other things other than your third eye. You can see by feeling. You could see by knowing. Isn't that amazing? So, we're going to describe it. Secondly, how does it feel on your hand? Is it rough? Does it pinch? Is it useless? You're like, this is the wrong glove. Like, why do I have this glove? Okay, so you want to note this stuff down, because if you have a glove that's not working for you right now, then instead of judging it and saying, this glove has got a hole in it, this glove is too big, this glove is too small, this glove is, I don't even know why I have this thing. There are gifts. There's knowledge. Okay, so I don't know why I have it. Let me figure out why I have it. You guys, this is a big clue as to where you are right now, as to what you're doing right now, as to what your problems are, what your challenges are. Because if you're going about life and you've got a glove on whatever dominant hand is your hand, it doesn't matter, but your glove is a glove, a catcher's mitt, or it's an oven mitt, but you don't like to cook, or you're not playing ball anymore, or it's a glove from when you grew up in the snow. Okay, so why is it there? That energy is in your life right now. The energy from that glove is in your life right now. So the thing to do is not to say, well, then I'll take it off and get me a more appropriate glove, right? Like that's something we're going to do in a minute. But right now, this is energy that's operating under the surface, like under your eyeballs in your life. That means it's impacting, it's flavoring your life, but you don't know it. So find out why, what are some adjectives, what are some feelings? How does this glove make me feel? Inadequate, unsafe, bereft, grief-stricken, playful, strong, indestructible. How does it make you feel? Useless? Like for some reason I got a waterproof glove on, but I don't know why I do. So that's useless, right? These are hidden emotions operating on blast in your life. They're hidden from you, but they're operating out there in the external of your life. They're operating. You're sending that energy out. I am useless. I am uncomfortable because my glove is too tight. I am not at my optimum because this glove doesn't work. It's a mitt and I can't get my fingers to do anything. I'm restricted by this glove. My glove is broken and threadbare, or my glove is so bulletproof, so indestructible that nobody is ever going to hurt me, that I can handle the hottest thing with this glove. I can handle anything because I am impervious to pain. That's also something that could be happening for you. It's also interesting how many times we think we're indestructible. We feel impervious to pain, but yet our glove is missing the whole finger. It's gone, so our finger is exposed. There's tears in it. The thumb is ripped open. So we're not really, our energy suggests we're not really very indestructible. So that would be a front that you have to put out to the world so that nobody jacks with you, so you can protect what's not protected. So you see how the glove can be an indicator for you of your life, internal and external. So another exercise they're saying is now do the same exercise. So we're going to clear that exercise away. So in your subconscious, whatever, you can imagine wiping a chalkboard clean or a whiteboard clean, or you can imagine just a blank space. Okay, we're starting over. This is why you should have written that stuff down, because that was, you can always watch this video again, right? But that was really important. That information is really important for you. It's a gold mine, the spirit guides are saying. There's gold in there. You can dig the gold out. You can find the gold in there, okay? So you can always come back to this video. Now, the next thing is we're going to imagine two gloves. One glove is the exterior glove. What does the glove look like that you show the world? Is it multicolored? Is it frilly? Is it sturdy? Is it mended? Is it a mitt or a fingered glove? Is it stylish? Is it just geared to work? Like a brown, just gonna get the work done glove? Look at it, and what does that tell you about how you're presenting to the world? Because if you care more, and there's no judgment here, this is for you to understand yourself. Everything that you want to change out there, you don't change it out there. You don't make that person treat you better. You don't make that boss respect you. You don't make that boss give you a raise. You don't make that kid, treat you nicely, that child. You don't make that neighbor respect you. You don't make that spouse be kind or attentive. You do it from inside. You fix it in here. Once you fix it in here, your vibration makes everything match it instead of you matching the vibration of everybody else. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to figure out what bits are working well, what bits need some help, what we want to personify, who we want to be, how we want to be stronger, how we want to be healthier. That's what we're doing. We're fixing. We're allowing. We're allowing our. I remember this in the very beginning. We're allowing our body to be frictionless. We're going to ease through life. Okay, so your glove that you present to the world. Again, is it a fashion forward glove? Is it fashionable yet durable? These things matter. And there's no judgment. It's perfectly fine to have a completely fashionable glove that has no efficiency, no, there's my dog Zoe. She does not have to go outside. She just likes to look out the door. You're not going outside right now. She'll be fine. She'll be out in 10 minutes. In my regular house, I have a dog door, and this is like a new thing for her that she could be contained inside a house. So it's perfectly fine to present to the world that you are fashion forward and, what's most important to you is how it looks. That is perfectly fine. It's also perfectly fine to present to the world that you're all about utility and you don't give a darn how it looks. What you care about is this glove gets the job done. Okay? Now, there's information here because if you present to the world that I'm fashion forward, that I need it to be attractive, and this could be a man too. We're not talking, I'm saying an attractive, a stylish glove, okay? A good looking glove. The most important thing is that it's good looking, okay? It doesn't matter about fashion, that it's good looking, well put together. Uh-oh, there's a dog. So what that means is that if in your life you're putting that I have an attractive glove and that's most important out there, and then people are not respecting you as a smart person or as a person who gets things done, then that might be why. If your interior glove is, hazmat rated, you know what I mean? It could pick up molten glass. That's your interior glove, but your external glove is mirroring back what you think people want you to be. Then there's a disconnect between who you are and what you're projecting for people to think you are. And that's a dissonance, the guides are saying. So where you have dissonance in your energy, there's strife, there's complications because you're not integrated. Okay? One of the things humans are going to be doing as we go into this next millennia, they want to say, is integrating. We're integrating our ability to talk to spirit guides. We're integrating our ability to have intuition, but we're also integrating our feminine and masculine. So there's going to be less difference between who we say we are or society says we should be and who we are. So this video, you might take these two things, if they're very different, you might start integrating them a little bit more. What if your very attractive gloves had double sewn seams? What if you had the most attractive, molten glass carrying gloves you could possibly ever imagine? What if your molten glass brown gloves had a little bit of flair, a little bit of color to them? Because if you reverse that and you say, well, I want everybody to see that I am so capable, right? Like I'm down to business. I don't want to do anything that's not business. I'm all about the business. Yet inside is this little kid who wants to be loved, who wants to play, who had to grow up too soon and had to put forth this I'm capable, don't even think about trying me. Again, integrating the little kid into the capable by just adding a little flair to the outward projection of who you are. So instead of being so down to business that people think that you're boring or grumpy, well, you might be boring and grumpy. You want to know why? Because you really yearn on the inside to have fun and play, but it's not safe. You've learned it's not safe. You've learned the safest thing to do is to show up and be very in control of the situation, always about business, always trying to figure out where the threat, the mistake, the problem is going to come from, hypervigilant. Your glove is hypervigilant, yet your internal glove might be frilly. It might be pink. It might be playing at the beach. It could be anything. And yet now there's this big gulf. There's this big dissonance between those two, bringing them closer together, bringing the inside closer to who letting people see more you, feeling that it's safe, feeling that it's safe, talking yourself through it. It's okay that people know that I have a hobby that I, whatever, garden, or that I like to dance. Even though I'm a man, I take dancing lessons, or even though I'm a woman, I'm in the carpenter shop. And I hear some of you saying, it's none of their business. Well, it is true that it's none of their business in the sense that if you are doing those things, because then you're expressing it. So you're not going to care if they know or not. You're expressing that part of yourself. You're closing the divide. It's just when you're not expressing it. When you go to work, 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 you come home, you're exhausted, you're irritated, and you don't want to have a hobby. That's when it's not safe to even mention to somebody at work, I really need a hobby. I really am. And you could even have a coworker who loves to do the thing that you would love to do. And that's spirit right there. Spirit will bring you a coworker, a friend, a family member who will do the thing that you love to do and put it smack right in front of your face so that you can see you love that. You would love to do that, but you're not doing it. Fill in the blank why. You've got kids to raise, you've got health problems, you don't have the money, blah, the list goes on and on. But there's always ways that you could participate in this hobby without doing the hobby. You can watch videos of it and get a lot of the same energy. But you can also still do the hobby. So in this way, you're really bringing the energies together, the outer and the inner. What they're saying is you're honoring the inner you, because the outer you is not real. The outer you is a figment. It's made to match society's demands. And you learned at a young age, it's important for me to just do what society wants. I need to have the house or the apartment. I need to pay the bills. I need to have the family, the kids. I need to have the degree. I need to have the car. I need to have these things. Therefore, the only way I can figure out how to get them is to do what society says to do. And that is this job, which will give me this amount of money, which then I can at least survive or have those things that I want. So you traded your dreams for money to get what society said that you thought you should have. And then we get into that dissonance. Okay. So it's really not possible for the majority of us to just chuck it, to walk away from it. It's really not possible. Okay. For those of you that can, you do you, boo. But for those of us that can't, that we have to do something to pay the bills, something that perhaps we don't like, or perhaps something that's stressing us out. Here's how you can ease the friction. You can figure out what your inner glove is. You can figure out what your inner needs are, and then add them to your week. If you're a gardener and yet you don't have a garden, you can get houseplants. You can volunteer at the Arboretum. You could volunteer to clean up the local park. There's so many ways you can do this. If you are lonely and you don't have a family, you don't have a partner, volunteer at the homeless shelter, volunteer at any place that helps you be around people, that helps you help people. Take into account that you're an outdoor person or an indoor person. If you're an indoor person, then obviously you don't want to volunteer in a place where you're going to be outside all day. Conversely, if you're an outdoor person, you don't want to be stuck in an interior warehouse loading food in boxes all day. You have to do what makes you happy. Once you start attending to the internal you, even in little bits, you guys, I'm talking tiny baby steps here, baby steps. Once you start tuning into you and what makes you happy, your vibration starts to rise. Once your vibration starts to rise, you're happier. Once you're happier, you really don't give a damn about the people at work or much about that stuff, because you're looking forward to going home, because you know that you created a happy life for you that is now balancing or closing in the dissonance, integrating the happiness into whatever society says you have to do. And I will tell you guys, because the guides are telling me to say this, that in my experience, people that are retired or when you're going to retire, the people that make that transition the easiest are people that have had a life outside of work. They've had a vibrant life coaching the girls' soccer team, or a vibrant life volunteering with the Boy Scouts, or a vibrant life with a hobby that they just love. Even if your hobby's just reading, it doesn't matter, right? You have an identity outside of work. This is so important, because when that work ends, we have nothing, because that was our identity. We are lost, 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 and we stay lost, sometimes for the rest of our lives. Even if you hated work, it was your identity, okay? So really creating a new identity for you based on what you love, and knowing that that can change, allowing that to change. Yes, you can love a hobby and change your mind. I know a lot of people gaslight everybody saying, oh, you were all into this, but now you're not into it. You're right. I'm a human. I can make decisions and change my mind. I don't have to have the same hobby for my whole life. I don't have to have the same job for my whole life. I don't have to drive the same car, or maybe even live in the same place. So when somebody gives you grief about changing hobbies, ask them how many cars they've had in their life. Ask them if they've ever changed their taste in music. So just don't take that on. You can have a hobby. It can be something you're 1,000% in. And it does everything it's supposed to do, which is enrich your life and raise your vibration. That's what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. And then maybe you've had enough of that hobby and you're ready to move on to a new hobby, and that's okay. Okay? So now if you go back to the beginning and you look at the glove that you have now, right now, has it changed? Is the glove different or the same? And it's okay. If it's the same, it doesn't matter. If it's different, it doesn't matter. However, if it's different, note the fact that it's different. Oh, wow, it's a different color. It's got a different fabric. It's a different shape. Or no, it's the same. Okay. If it's the same, then this conversation didn't change that energy. And that's fine. Maybe that energy is working for you. Even if there's holes in your glove, it could be working for you. Okay? If it did change, why did it change? How did it change? So if your glove did change, make some notes. Oh, my glove went from this color to that color, or my glove went smaller. My hand went smaller. My hand went bigger, or I saw somebody else's hand. This is all information. And I hate to say it, but there's no, key. There's no answer list. Humans are too varied for there to be an answer list. There are no black and white answers here. Everything you do changes the energy around you. Then you have new opportunities. It's not like once you learn to speak to your spirit guides, everything is fixed. It's not fixed. Let me tell you, nothing is fixed. This isn't supposed to be, oh, I learned how to use my intuition and now I'm a guru. There are no gurus. We're humans. We're not supposed to be gurus. We're supposed to be flawed, you know, messy, lovable humans. So that's what you are. You're a flawed, messy, lovable human. Sometimes you're going to have it all figured out. And then sometimes you're going to be like, what the hell just happened? That's our life here on planet Earth. Go with the flow. Love yourself through it. Ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you're not learning the lessons. If you don't learn the lessons pile up until they try to get your attention in a very big way. So the way to avoid having your lessons pile up like a debt that you didn't even know you were supposed to be paying. I didn't know I had that payment. Now I've got 50 of them. You weren't paying attention. That's why we dived into ourselves. That's why we said, what is our inner glove? What is our outer glove? That's why we're doing this work. So we can discern, so that we can heal, so we can allow, so we can skim along the surface easier through life. Not always getting everything right. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But when we get things wrong, if we're more flexible, we just sort of flow around the obstacle instead of hitting a wall, knocking ourselves out. So you see the difference? So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have questions, share with us all how you experienced this, what you got from it, because the guides always say when we all share, we all learn together. Really appreciate you. They want me to start calling this a spiritual TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my spiritual TED Talk. If you would like to join a community with a lot of spiritual people just like yourself, I do have an online community for $12 a month where I spend 4 hours a week with you guys doing this kind of work a week, 4 hours a month. They wish I was doing 4 hours a week. I'm not going to happen. Uh, you never know. Next year I'll be like 4 hours a week. I swear to God, things come out of my mouth. There's a reason for it. Okay. But right now it's 4 hours a month. But what I love about it is it's your community. You guys get on there and chat with each other. There's a chat function, there's a feed, like you can just post your own dreams. Hey, I had this weird experience, or I don't understand this, or I always thought that. There's over 400 people there chatting and vibing with each other, and most importantly, supporting each other. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, which is susanlynnmedium.com. And I do offer classes and things like that. My Denver event is sold out for the third time. If you're interested in that, you can also find out about that on my website, susanlynnmedium.com. There is going to be a waiting list. We're going to get assembled here in a day or two. But anyway, despite all that, you've got this free resource every Wednesday, over 75 videos. Make use of it. The playlist is going to be on the screen. Click the playlist, scroll down, find something that's interesting. This is like a freaking PhD in how to make your life better. And it's all free. It's all right here for you. Okay. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll know when it's Wednesday. I'll see you again real soon. Take good care of yourselves.